So, good day everyone. I am Rona May Pipa Club and I am the first reporter of Lesson 9 DepEd Guidelines on Lesson Planning. So, in this lesson, you will be able to determine the legal basis for instructional planning in the Department of Education, identify key features of instructional planning, and explain how the instructional planning strategies could be integrated in with the DepEd guidelines. So dito, pag-aaralan natin yung iba't ibang features, elements, and parts ng lesson planning under the DepEd guidelines. So sinasabi rito na nung naipatupad yung Republic Act No. 10533 or also known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013 na bago po yung education system natin sa Pilipinas. So, diba na-discuss na sa Lesson 1 kung ano ang Republic Act No. 10533. So, yung batas po na yan is an expansion ng basic education from 10 years to 12 years. So, kung dati K-12 lang po yung basic education natin, ngayon naging K-12 na po siya. So, we are aware naman na po dyan, diba? In-implement po nila itong batas na to improve the quality education dito sa Pilipinas and syempre para i-prepare yung mga students for higher education and for employment. So sabi rito, nung naipatupad po yung batas na yan, the curriculum shifted from competency-based to standards-based one. So ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng dalawang yan? So sa competency-based, mas nagfo-focus po siya on developing skills and abilities ng mga estudyante. Or kumbaga, mas nagfo-focus po siya on practical applications nila ng mga knowledge and skills. So for example, ituturo mo sa mga bata kung paano i-identify and gamitin yung mga words like happy, sad, angry, surprised, and scared. So, sa competency-based, yung mga assessments na pwedeng ipagawa ni teacher dyan is yung mga activities like picture matching, na kung saan magpapakita po si teacher doon ng mga pictures, ng mga facial expressions, tapos imamatch po yun ng mga students sa tamang term or word. Or pwede ring through drawing. Magdodrawing yung mga bata ng iba't ibang facial expressions or emotions natin. Or pwede ring storytelling, tapos i-indicate ni teacher doon yung mga facial expressions or emotions natin. Kasi alam naman natin na yung mga bata, mas natututo po sila kapag yung pinag-aaralan nila is na-apply po on real-world situations, diba? Kumbaga, dito po sa competency-based, more on practical applications po siya ng mga knowledge and skills nila through real-world situations or real-world applications. So next, standards-based. Sa standards-based naman, may mga learning objectives and may mga standards na pong kailangang ma-meet yung mga estudyante. Wherein si teacher, gumagamit po siya ng mga standardized tests. So, ano-ano po ba yung mga standardized tests na ginagamit ng mga teacher? Diba mga unit tests, quizzes, na kung saan sa mga gantong assessments po is may mga multiple choice, fill in the blanks, true or false, or short answer questions, diba? And when it comes to performance test naman, laging nakabase si teacher sa kung ano yung nasa criteria or kung ano yung nasa rubric. Kumbaga, dito po sa standards base, lagi pong nakabase si teacher sa kung ano yung learning objectives or sa kung ano yung nasa standards. So, dito, sinasabi na kung dati, more on pen and paper test yung mga assessments na binibigay ng mga teacher, ngayon, mas in-emphasize po nila yung pagbibigay ng mga performance and output sa mga estudyante para nga ma-measure yung kanilang skills and abilities. So, ano-ano nga ba yung mga performance and outputs na binibigay ng mga teacher natin? Diba mga projects like portfolios or presentations like debate? Na kung saan sa mga ganong activities, the students are able to express their thoughts or the students are able to construct their own understanding or idea based doon sa topic or lesson na pinag-aaralan nila. So, syempre, dahil sa mga changes na yan, dapat naka-align din yung instructional planning ni teacher sa bagong curriculum. So, yan po yung pag-aaralan natin ngayong araw. So, when we say instructional planning, this is the systematic process na ginagamit ng mga teacher to design and organize their lessons or their teaching. So, according to DepEd, napakahalaga po ng instructional planning for a successful and effective na pagtuturo ni teacher and syempre learning ng mga students. So, ang pinaka-main goal ng Instructional planning is para ma-visualize na ni teacher yung lesson na ituturo niya beforehand para alam niya na yung mga kailangan niyang gawin or kumbaga para maging smooth yung flow ng discussion niya as well as ng mga activities na ipapagawa niya. So, we have 3 major steps of instructional planning, which are the planning instruction, delivery of instruction, and assessment of learning. So first, syempre, you need to plan your instruction. Dito, you need to identify your learning objectives, you need to select materials, activities, or kumbaga dito, mag-i-strategize ka kung ano ba yung mga kailangang matutunan ng mga estudyante mo and kung paano nila matututunan yon. So for example, in choosing your instructional materials, you need to consider the learning styles of your students. Kasi, alam naman natin na hindi sila pare-pareho ng learning styles, di ba? May mga visual, auditory, reading, and writing learners. So, ang pwede mong gawin dito, pwede mong isama sa plano mo na gumamit ka ng technology para sa mga visual and auditory learners and handouts or modules naman para sa mga reading and writing learners. So, next is delivery of instruction. Dito mo naman na i-implement yung pinlano mo. Syempre dito, you need to engage your students sa discussion as well as sa mga activities na ipapagawa mo. And when we say engage mo yung mga students mo, meaning to say, hindi ka lang dapat nag-i-spoon feed ng information sa kanila. Kumbaga, dapat may participation din sila or kumbaga, dapat gawin mong active yung loob ng klase mo. Like, dapat tinatanong mo rin sila, kinukuha mo rin yung ideya or opinion nila tungkol dun sa lesson or topic na pinag-aaralan nyo. And last is the assessment of learning. Dito mo naman na i-evaluate and i-determine kung naging effective ba yung instruction mo and kung may mga adjustments ka bang kailangan gawin. So for example nga nito is yung pagbibigay ng mga quizzes, unit tests, exams, performance tasks, and projects or outputs. So dito, nabanggit naman yung iba't ibang K-12 curriculum features, which are the spiral progression of content, constructivist view on learning and meaning-making, and use of differentiated instructions. So first is the spiral progression of content. So dito, yung mga concepts nga na pinag-aaralan natin are expanding, mas lumalawak, or mas nagiging complex siya throughout different grade levels. Mag-i-start po yan from basic concepts lang to difficult concepts. Kaya mas nagkakaroon po tayo ng deeper understanding sa concept na pinag-aaralan natin, and it also enhances our retention kasi nga nare-refresh or nababalikan natin siya sa utak natin. And next is the constructivist view on learning and meaning making. So paulit-ulit na natin pinag-aaralan kung ano yung constructivism, di ba? And when we say constructivism nga, si teacher, hinahayaan niya yung mga students niya na mag-construct sila ng kanilang idea or understanding based on sa topic or lesson na pinag-aaralan nila. And next is the use of differentiated instruction. So we all know that the students are diverse, di ba? May kanya-kanya nga silang learning styles and may kanya-kanya silang abilities. May mga slow, average, fast learners, visual, auditory, and reading and writing learners. So as a teacher, you need to adjust your teaching methods, you need to adjust your instructional materials, and kailangan i-base mo yung mga assessments or activities na ipapagawa mo sa kanila sa kung ano yung kanilang learning styles or abilities para nga lahat sila is nakakasunod and lahat sila is mas madaling natututo. So, let's proceed to the elements of the learning plan. So, when we say lesson plan, it serves as a guide ni teacher sa pagtuturo niya to achieve the lesson's objectives. And when we say lesson plan, hindi po siya basta-basta outline lang na sinusundan nila sa pagtuturo. It is a detailed and well-thought-out plan po nila sa pagtuturo kasi they need to carefully identify learning objectives, they need to select appropriate instructional methods, materials, and they need to design assessments na dapat naka-align sa kung ano yung learning objectives nila. So, essentially, the lesson plan should answer the following questions. First question is the question, what should be taught? Or kung ano ba yung mga dapat niyang ituro. So, in order to know kung ano yung mga dapat niyang ituro, kailangan may deep understanding si teacher sa kung ano yung nilalaman ng curriculum guide. And when we say curriculum guide, it serves as a roadmap ni teacher sa pagtuturo. Kasi dito nila makikita yung mga specific knowledge and skills na dapat ma-acquire ng mga estudyante within a subject or within a grade level. So, in order to know kung ano nga yung mga dapat ituro ni teacher, they need to know the different key areas under the curriculum guide, which are the content standards, essential knowledge or understanding, performance standards, and learning competencies. So first is the content standards. So when we say content standards, these are the specific knowledge and skills na kailangan nilang matutunan within a subject area. Or kumbaga, ito yung mga specific facts, specific concepts, and processes na kailangang matutunan ng mga estudyante. Next is the essential knowledge or understanding. These are the core concepts na kailangan nilang matutunan or kumbaga ito yung overall understanding or mastery nila within a subject matter. And next is the performance standards. This is the process of applying their knowledge and skills. Or kumbaga dito na nila i-apply yung mga knowledge and skills na natutunan nila. And lastly is the learning competencies. These are the certain knowledge, skills, and attitudes na kailangan naman nilang ma-develop by the end of the lesson. So, overall, mahalaga nga yung instructional planning for teachers para nga prepared silang pupunta sa klase nila, para alam na nila yung mga kailangan nilang gawin, and para nga maging smooth yung flow ng discussions nila as well as ng mga activities na ipapagawa nila. So, that's all and thank you.